defense attorney Mark Garagos, former federal prosecutor Gene Rossi, jury consultant Richard Gabriel. Not to make the other two jealous, but I really need you tonight, Brother Gabriel, because I want to dig in on the suggestion that I made up top, that if you're on this jury, you wanted to be, okay? So, Mr. Rossi, the jury instruction, first of all, do you agree that I'm right about New York procedural law, that they don't give a copy of the instruction? So it wasn't that this judge was denying the jury something they had a right to. And do you believe the instruction that they asked for today is misleading?
I believe you are correct that the judge doesn't give a copy. I think it's not a very wise move. In the federal system, you get a copy of the instruction. Let's talk about the jury instruction. What the jury instruction says is you have to have a conspiracy that something unlawful was done to affect the election, but they don't have to agree on what is unlawful. So I'm going to steal a concept that a dear friend of mine who goes on TV has put forward. Burglary. Burglary is you go into someone's home with the intent to commit a crime. And it's either stealing or raping or something like that, assault. You don't have to agree to what crime will be committed in the house. You just have to agree unanimously that you went in without permission. That's what we have here with this jury instruction.
All right, Mark, what's the other side of it? I believe Rubio twisted it. Am I wrong? Defend Rubio's decision, and what is misleading about this instruction?
Thank God you didn't make me defend the fact that you were calling him Cohen a chooch. I was sitting here
Why, do you disagree?
About that. But
do you disagree that Cohen is a chooch?
Well, I don't know that.
By definition.
I don't know that chooch is the. I don't know that it was the applicable nickname.
If he's not a chooch, who is a chooch? Go ahead, Mark.
I'm gonna finish this. Listen to me. The problem with the example that Gene is quoting, and I saw the same example given by his friend, is that in this case, arguably the statute of limitations expired on the offenses that were being charged, absent finding a crime that was to have been covered up. In that case, I think you have to define what the crime is, because otherwise you're reviving an expired statute of limitations. I know that seems like some mental gymnastics,
yes,
but I think that that is a real significant problem.
So do you believe that this is an appealable error?
Yes, I do. I do. I think that, and I was talking this morning with somebody who I believed to be one of the foremost appellate lawyers of his generation, who agrees with me that there are significant reversible error issues. The only question is, has the defense waived them? I don't believe that they have, because they were objecting to the instructional error. This case is a stretch. The problem is you're not going to get local New York state criminal defense lawyers to opine on this, because
they got to go before the bench.
That's a very closed ecosystem.
No, I hear you on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Gene, the idea of they ask for the instruction, fine. The idea that these charges are misdemeanors that were stretched to felonies, and that's really the problem here, and that's what they're going to appeal. What do you make of that?
I think that's the weakest part of the prosecution's case, is you have false invoices and you have to connect them to affecting the election or an FEC violation. And you have to prove that Donald Trump, when he signed the checks or reviewed those invoices, he had the intent to affect the election. Or did he just sign a false invoice? I don't know if they prove that beyond a reasonable doubt, or it's very close. So that's the thing that's troubling the jury the most, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems to be that from what they asked for today. They seem to be, Richard Gabriel, trying
Chris,
to get
can
context.
I add just one
Yeah, go ahead, add something, then I want to bring Rich in. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to add one thing, and then layer over that the fact that the defense wanted to call an expert on federal election law.
Right.
They were prohibited from doing that, and look exactly where the jury zoned in on immediately.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why the judge didn't allow him in. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.